welcome to Rough Cut Film Review. This is the third review in what has become the Extreme Cinema run of reviews, so look out for my reviews of a Serbian film, Ichi the Killer, and coming up soon is my review of Martyrs, if that's your kind of thing. So, High Tension. This was directed by the young Andre Aja, and I've definitely pronounced that wrong because he's French and I'm terrible, in 2003, who shows real promise here, but sadly he's gone to Hollywood and he's made The Hills Have Eyes remake, which I think is incredibly poorly regarded by everyone, and Piranha 3D. So it's fair to say that in terms of quality he's gone on a downward trajectory. However, having said that, High Tension is absolutely brilliant. First thing I like about High Tension is you know exactly where you are with the title. This film has got loads of tension. Even the film Titanic, I mean, it conjures up ideas of huge ships and icebergs and sinking and drowning and the like, but it is very, very succinct. The second thing I like about High Tension is that it's a clever, inventive and absolutely superb, violent and scary slasher film. Further to the very focused title, right from the start, the cinematography, the music, the sound design, everything in the film is aiming for one thing, and that is the high tension. Also, as it's a French film, we've got the obligatory French-made cars, smoking in each scene pretty much, and obviously the typically French trope of casual attitude to infidelity. In terms of influences, the film is very much a love letter to the exploitation slashers of the 70s and 80s, like The Maniac and of course the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The plot is almost deliberately absolutely horror movie standard fare. Attractive uni students go to stay in the country for a break, and bad stuff happens to them and the family in the night, but not before one of the sexy young ladies has a dream about being chased through the woods with big cut marks on her back, giving us a fair bit of tension before anything has actually started and they were safe in the car. The film was really well crafted, and that's why I was so surprised actually that it's the same director that made the brainless Hills Have Eyes remake. For me, the star of the show, beyond the superbly acted characters and the all too believable scenario, is the sound design. It's perfect for building tension, be it the sound of the wind, the crickets, the kettle boiling, and it's stripped down and it really complements what's going on. The idea is high tension, and they've really focused everything to creating that and sustaining that, which is really, really difficult. Basically, we're simply left with the idea that we're in the backwoods, something really bad could just happen. And as a kid, I went to, in the 1980s and early 90s, I went to the south of France loads of times on holiday, and I could tell you that just the toilet facilities alone were terrifying. But throw into that a maniac, whoo, blimey. Ultimately, what we're left with is a bloody and extremely tense shocker. It isn't as extreme in terms of gore or graphic scenes of rape, torture as either a Serbian film or Ichi the Killer, but sometimes less is more, and the tension here is expertly nurtured to unsettle the audience, and for me that's far more effective than simply turning everything up to 11. For me, there's more craft and skill here, and it's superbly made and wonderfully scary. The only slight niggle for me I had was, and I better say spoiler alert actually, but basically our brilliantly strong heroine manages to call the police and explains that a man has been on a murderous spree, killing spree, and there's a touch of the Chief Wiggum about the police response, having said that she's at a petrol station with a murderer and all this sort of thing. The policeman sort of says, well, there are a lot of petrol stations, I don't really know where to begin looking, so we probably won't bother. So that was a bit interesting, but it's a fantastic film. It's the best horror film I've seen in ages, but it's stripped down horror that has everything with absolutely no flab on it at all. Bloody great stuff. Kind regards, Christopher Thomas.